Hello. I am almost finished one of my latest projects, and this project is very interesting. It is actually a processional cross. And the idea that I had was to find a solution for a big problem that a lot of churches are having. And that is, they want a very large visual image of the crucifixion. That's also a processional cross. And the problem with that is you can only make a processional cross so large before it becomes difficult to carry. So that was kind of the start of my creative concept here, which was basically to create a visually large processional cross. And I've achieved this by having the actual processional cross, and this is just makeshift wood here, the actual processional cross fit within a relief sculpture of the scene at Mount Calvary, the crucifixion scene. So at the beginning of Mass, the processional cross is carried in and put within this slot. This will all be made by a woodworker, just really focusing on the sculptural. And so it completes the scene. So it becomes, in a sense, drama. It becomes almost theater as Mass begins. The most important aspect of the Mount Calvary scene, the cross, is put into place and it fulfills the scene. And so this scene, what I wanted to do was I wanted to basically pull out a Renaissance painting and bring it into the worship space. I wanted to put a lot of detail, a lot of interesting expression and events going on. So your quintessential, very traditional Mount Calvary scene includes the people gambling for the clothes, Christ's robes. The faces here, some of them are very sinister, some of them are really expressing a lot of degrees. You come to the center overlooking. You have people in this scene that are bored. You have people that are overcome with emotion. As you can see here, the focal point will be obviously the Christ figure there. And I have one of the things in crucifixion scenes that I always thought would be an improvement is more than one skull on the mountain of skulls in the Mount Golgotha here. And so you can see here I have just some androgynous or some unknown women looking up at the corpus. But here, the more important figures I have, their whole gestures are expressing their emotion. Here you have John. You can't necessarily see his face. He's wrapping his arms around Mary. And over here you have Joseph sheltering the eyes of the other Mary here, who's again, the hair is coming over her face there. And so even from a distance, because this is going to be basically at the front of the church, their whole gestures will show the emotion. But then in further investigation, when you do come up, you can see some of the details here. The slaves, again, have the same amount of texture and detail as the other figures there. The corpus is modeled after one of my greatest corpuses that I did, which is a life-size sculpture. So I took the idea of having one of my life-size sculptures, I re-sculpted it in this scale so it fits right within this scene here. And so this is not only a processional cross, it's theater, it's the whole scene of the crucifixion. And as you can see here, some figures in the background, mourning perhaps one of the other slaves that have died here. The centaur, and also, I forgot to put this cross in, the other Roman with the spear there. So I love Renaissance artwork, and what I wanted to do on this piece was create one of the most exciting processional crosses possible. What I love is that something's missing at the beginning of Mass, and it is completed and the Mass begins. So I love that aspect of it. This will be designed by a woodworker at each different church, and it can be designed any way to fit within the specific environment that already exists. But the real cool thing about this is not only that it's a processional cross, but also that it's part of the whole stations of the cross. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to have this the 12th station, and around the chapel or around the church have all the other stations done in the same style with the same characters and the same expression that's done in this massive processional cross here. So I just started working on the 3 of them. It'll take me a while to get them all completed. There, on these, what I want to do is I want to show the tradition of the Station of the Cross, but add, as wherever possible, a more punch of emotion, and to interpret the stations that have been done hundreds of times in a new, very free, expressive way. So I'm almost done the first 3. I'm almost done this piece here. The next step will be continuing and making the process of all the rest of the Stations of the Cross, fine-tuning it, and then casting all of the pieces, and then working very close with the woodworker to make sure everything fits together, that my sculpture not only fits within the woodwork, but also fits within the existing environment of the chapel or the church. So it's a very exciting sculptural project. What I love about it, and this is what I love about doing Christian artwork, is this is the first time this has ever been done. And I think about how many processional crosses in history have been made by other craftsmen and other sculptors. And this is the first time ever that it's become theater. It's become something that's bigger than just one simple station, one simple processional cross. There's only so much creativity I can put in one little piece like this, considering that it has to be relatively traditional. But when I bring this one little piece to become the fundamental part of a larger piece, then the artwork really becomes exciting. So I'm very happy with this piece. It's almost done. I can't wait to see it when it's in its finished environment and actually being used. This actually has a function. So to see the actual cross being put in during Mass would be absolutely amazing. And that's what artwork should be. It should serve a function. This is serving that very well, I believe. Thank you.